I just went on a walk, and so this is my first walk since the knee injury that wreaked havoc on me. Also, wait, let me see. Let me move back a little bit. Oh, okay. Actually, I don't know. No one has joined this yet. I don't even know if anybody will join this live, but I was just feeling like it is a good time to talk about something that I've been really thinking about and meditating on this. And I don't know why I'm a little nervous. Like nobody, I'm literally looking and nobody is on the live yet. So I don't know. There's just something about not being able to edit the ums and the ahs and the pauses and the I don't know, there's something about not being able to edit that out that I think like it's like, oh my gosh. But this is very impromptu more often because y'all, I literally do not have as much time as I used to do certain things that are not directly I guess like adjacent to business development. So I recently recorded like a voice note podcast style video wanting to talk about like just where I am with my business expansion, where I'll go in the next few months, and just some of like the challenges that I am overcoming in real time. But then I thought about it and I was like, wouldn't it be better if I talk about it, my face on camera and then kind of follow up with that video? I don't know. So I just feel like I'm just trying to do something different. I'm trying to do something different. Like this makes me uncomfortable. Going live, I've never done this before. It makes me uncomfortable. And as I know that I am working on expanding beyond e-commerce and opening a physical storefront that can be more than just an art gallery, a fashion boutique, I want it to be a community hub as well. Like I want it to be something that, oh wow, hi. I feel like I've just been talking to myself here. Okay, wow. Hi y'all, thank you for joining the live. So I'm talking about business expansion and mental health and kind of how I am really trying to navigate the two. So I had a knee injury in July, and that stopped me from being able to show up in my studio and being able to show up in certain ways that I used to be hours like I used to because of this knee injury. And as I was on my first walk since this injury today, I was just like, why doesn't anybody talk about the less glamorous parts of business ownership? So someone asked me, where am I from? I'm Nigerian, but I was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. So I live in Atlanta. And that's another thing. Like I feel that where my business is going, expansion side of things, I need to have a physical space. I don't think it is enough for me to just share digitally and to like rely on e-commerce, even though I'm glad that I've established that part of my business. Um, I think I would love to like meet y'all in person. I want to have a space where people can come together as a community and enjoy art and have live music, have things that, can make people feel connected. But going back to the mental health part of things, like I said, this life is very unplanned. And I honestly feel like, oh my God, what am I doing? But I am gonna like go live more often and just see how it goes. But yeah, the mental health part. Okay. So I researched today, when do most businesses become profitable? And the like Google results said that most businesses become profitable like 2 to 3 years after they launch. And so I'm currently at that, like I'm basically there with my business, like in the 2 to 3 mark. And what is it saying? I'm trying to read the chat and talk as well. I don't even, but I'm gonna see. I'm gonna research, later. But what was I even saying? Oh yes. So God, what was I even saying? I like got so distracted by the chat. As y'all can see, I do not go live like ever. Like this is the first time. But yeah, the whole mental health thing and like balancing that with business expansion has been a bit challenging lately. And I wish more people would talk about that because when I listen to a lot of these like business podcasts and entrepreneur podcasts, and I just went to Africon. If you're in Atlanta and you went to Africon this past weekend, let me know. Oh, hello. Hi. Thank you for saying I'm amazing. I think you are amazing. um, Brandon, you're not the only one. I'm here too. I'm here as well. Yeah, no, like I've never gone live before. This is a very new experience. But anyways, the mental health stuff, nobody talks about that. It's always like, oh, keep grinding, keep going, this, and this. And then it's just like, but how do you keep going if you're not making sales during the quarter? Like, how do you keep going? Oh, thank you. These are so nice. These comments are like really nice. How do you keep going like when your business requires you to kind of be elevated frequency? Like how do you keep showing up every day? And I've been noticing lately it's been a little bit harder for me to get out of bed, but I also think like I stay up really late. Like working on my goals, writing down my goals, and like I'm the type of person when I have an idea, I just feel like I need to work on it then and there. um Mine wasn't, although in my defense I was temporarily dyslexic. So I'm just like pausing to read the comments. Okay. um, but yeah, like I feel like I've been putting so much of my energy into my art, my business, designing my fashion line, everything, securing new customers. I redesigned my entire website by myself, y'all. I am not a coder. Like I'm not somebody that like codes for fun, but I'm over here doing custom. Do I give sessions for the expansion of business? Is that something y'all would like? Someone just asked me that in the comments. Pushback. I have never done that before. What do I do? I am an artist and a fashion designer, and I'm also an author. So my company, Alaere Lifestyle, is an art gallery and fashion boutique, currently primarily e-commerce, but I'm trying to figure out funding to front. And yeah, Brandon, I painted this. This is a mural in my home studio, and these are just like two of my paintings here. I have like, I'm currently cleaning up my studio, so I have like a bunch of art just laying around right now that I wrapped up. But yeah, that's what I do. And so I think being a creative founder is like the mental health thing. I don't know. I feel like people, even like when I'm invited creative there, and it is a lot of just like this dichotomy as well, like where it's either you're an artist or you're a sellout. And I think like I used to feel like, okay, if I'm focusing on the business side of things, then I am neglecting the artistic side of things, which that's not fair to myself. And as far as doing pop-up shops, so I do or I have done like gallery shows and like collaborations with brands, particularly like music collectives in Atlanta. And I have done collaborations with wine brands. I did a show with TikTok. I need to post that vlog, but that was really cool. And I think the thing about doing those type of collaborations, it's not sustainable because you have to rely on an external venue and you have to rely on another brand to kind of like give you the space, which is why I want to open an actual like maybe, I don't know, semi-permanent pop-up for my business. Oh, and thank you, Mr. Pushpak. I hope I'm saying your name right. I appreciate it. I really do. Fun fact. Fun fact. in corporate, so that's probably why it doesn't seem like my first time going on live, but this most definitely is my first time. And Brandon, I used to live in New York, so we can still like we can make it happen. I actually want to move back to New York, but every time I'm like, oh my God, I need to move back. Um, I don't know. I just feel like something good happens in Atlanta, and I'm supposed to be serving my community because I am actually from here. But I fuck with Brooklyn. I do. Like one of my best friends is from Canarsie, so I would love to collab. What do you do? What do you do, Brandon? So yeah, I mean, I think like the biggest thing for me right now is accessing funding, and when you're navigating product development, customer acquisition, and things of running an e-commerce brand, I think it can just feel a bit overwhelming. It can feel a bit overwhelming. Hi, it's Maggie. Welcome. What is East New York? Random. Like, I'm not trying to be all up in your business, but like East New York. So I know like Brooklyn, Queens, but like where exactly, if you don't mind? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe having a pop up, how Glossier did back in 2018. I remember they had a pop up in 2018, and I think it was like for a year, and they were able to really engage with new customers, do brand activations, but like on their own terms. Oh, East New York is a neighborhood, might be. Yeah, I'm from the South. I don't know anything about all that. But I was on the Upper East Side in Manhattan, and then the second time I was in East Williamsburg. But I haven't lived in New York since like 2021. So yeah, but I miss it. I miss it. I feel like I need to spend some time in Harlem when I go back. Like Harlem and Brooklyn, but with more black creatives and like more creatives from the Africa to tap into like my whole experience with Africon this past weekend. So that was good. That was a good experience. And I think it just reminded me that there are people who are invested in, oh, I don't want to, yo, Brandon, you're funny. I am quite suburban. Okay, Brandon said, I don't want to visit East, you don't want to visit East New York is the hood. I don't know. I feel like hood niggas fuck with me though. Like, I don't know. I feel like everybody, we can all be friends. We can all come together through love and art and poetry. That's really what I believe. But yeah, Africon, that was really dope because I feel like I engaged with so many people from different parts of the continent, together and actually put our artistry on, like put our artistry, put our technological innovations, put our ideas, our businesses out there, and like actually make something of it, invest in Africa, because I do think a lot of colonialist and imperialist paradigms are crumbling right before our eyes. Like, have y'all watched the news lately? Have y'all watched the news? Like, I mean, international news, not even, like just what's happening domestically in the US, if you're in the US, but like what's happening in France, what's happening in Mali. Like, I just feel, I don't know, this is just like a really great time to invest in Africa and for the African diaspora to come together and collaborate as art. You said, what is my qualification? So I feel like I've talked about this on my channel a little bit, but maybe not that much. So I went to Brown University. Not too much on my age, but I did graduate a bit ago. So I went to Brown for my master's and for undergrad. And I studied in undergrad international political economy with a focus on post-colonial West Africa. Then my master's at Brown as well was in public affairs. So actually, I genuinely thought I was going to work in policy, like up until the pandemic. But no, up until the pandemic, I really genuinely thought I'm going to be in DC. I'm going to be doing this. Like I was a consultant at the World Bank, and then boom, the pandemic happened. They got rid of my position. They were like, yeah, no. But they kept interesting in the program. I thought that was very interesting. But yeah, after that, I published a book and started making art, and then went back to corporate America as a marketing manager at this tech company, a fintech company. And then I was like, yeah, I'm not really vibing with this, and decided to do what I do now full time for the last 3 years. So yeah, but I don't know. I feel actually really happy. I went live today. I'm trying to overcome some fears. And like today, I was listening to this podcast about the price of success. I think that's the name of what the podcast, the title was. But the podcast itself is actually really good if you're into like law of attraction, manifestation, and applying that to your business and to your goals and stuff like that. It's called Your Manifesting Best. It's a really good podcast. But she was talking about the price of success. And I was walking and I was just like, yo, my knee hurts. This is not fully healed. But as she was like talking, it really resonated with me. She said one of the prices of success is you have to stop showing up like your old self. And I think like, yeah, I am living in some answered prayers right now. So I never wanted to feel like I'm complaining, because I do recognize the privilege, like just the inherent privilege in being able to, one, have a studio space, even though it's at home. I wish I had an outdoor, like a studio space outside of my house. I have a studio space. I've been doing this for 3 years. I don't pay rent. And that feels great. However, the price I've had to pay is I've lost friends. Like I've had to I feel like some people don't really like. That's nice. I'm gonna check out your channel. If I haven't already. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I have already seen your channel and I just don't know it yet. But I feel like, yeah, one of the biggest prices, especially like when you're somebody who, when you say you're gonna do something and you do it and you like start doing well, I don't know, it kind of like it doesn't vibe with people sometimes. Another price of success is that another price of success is just like you can't really employ the same tactics that got you to where you are to get to where you're going. And I never really understood that fully until now. Like I'm like, dang, like I feel so accomplished, but also like there's so much more that I could accomplish. And it kind of overwhelmed. I could do this more. I could make more sales. I could do like, it's just a lot. So I'm trying to find more of a community of entrepreneurs, especially Black women entrepreneurs, in creative industries as well, like people who are actually doing this. And I know some people might be like, oh, you're in Atlanta, like ain't there a lot of creatives out? There are a lot of creative people in Atlanta, but I wouldn't say there's a lot of creative entrepreneurs in the sense of like people doing this full time and understanding the mental pressures of like showing up to your creative business full time and relying on that for your well-being and all of that. Like, yeah, I wouldn't say there's too many of that. I feel like, so yeah, I guess the main topic of today was navigating navigating business expansion and like some of my goals while maintaining my mental health. So I'm gonna cap this at 30 minutes. So we got 9 more minutes to go. I'm trying to challenge myself, like if I can go might be there's a lot of action happening outside my window and I'm being nosy. I feel like if I could show up live for my community every week, I don't know, maybe it could be beneficial. But yeah, I guess I'll take these last few minutes to talk about what you can expect from me in the short term. So I would get up and go get them now, but I feel like then I'd have to end the live if I get up and like it's just I don't know. It's really great. And why they're so great is because they incorporate different elements of Nigerian culture. And as you know, or maybe you don't know, so I'll tell you, Nigeria has like over 250 ethnic groups and dialects and just like different cultures within the greater Nigerian cultural landscape. And so I think as a lot of my artwork is informed by my Nigerian heritage and Afro Indigenous spirituality and expressions of divine feminine energy, I think like I wanted to incorporate that into more, I guess, like casual yet luxurious apparel. And so I made these t-shirts with indigenous language on the t-shirts, and it's filled with art. And then on the back, you also have my art scent, organic cotton, and I'm gonna bring them on the next live because I'm like literally clearing out my studio right now so I can have a space to film like lookbooks and stuff like that. But then I'm like, dang, where am I gonna put all my art? Because I have like these two paintings here and they're quite large, and then I have other paintings. So yeah, I think another thing I might start doing is like, I don't know, I might have to do like a live auction or something. But yeah, so I have new designs, new t-shirt designs. I'll be adding them to my website by tonight. So www.alaerelifestyle.com. Go check it out. Go check it out. Go check it out. But yeah, that's like the biggest thing that I would say is different from what I've been doing before. I think like I'm still figuring out what kind of content I want to make on this channel. And I YouTube as it is a sales pipeline, but it is also a space for a community, which leads me to the second thing that y'all can expect. I'm launching my digital magazine, Alaere Manifesto, next month, just in time for my birthday, so that me and my magazine can, because that's the best energy, period. And this magazine, one, I want to take the time. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Brandon. So my birthday is coming up, which I think I can also blame that for some of the mental health things I've been navigating, because I get so hard on myself like around my birthday, especially because I know maybe I may look young to people. I am young. I am. But like the closer I get to 30, it's like dun, dun. Like I'm like, oh my God, like I gotta accomplish. Sorry, I just saw like a whole crew of like YNs just walking. Very wholesome activity I'm witnessing outside my window right now. But the closer I get to 30, the more I'm like, dang, like there's so much I need to accomplish beyond what I've already done. And so I'm really excited about this magazine. I've talked about it a little bit in Are You the Bull type video, so go and watch that after this live. Go and watch it. But the magazine, if I had to say what the vibe would be, I would say, and don't laugh, okay, don't laugh, it's gonna be like the Black Panther newspaper, Assata Shakur, may she rest in peace, that meets the essence of a teen Vogue. And you might be like, okay, girl, like those are very two opposite. These are two publications that have had a very huge and like profound influence on me, not only as an artist and fashion designer, but as an activist, as a thought leader in my space, as an author, as a writer. And so I just feel like when I was in college and doing my master's and all of that stuff, learning about Black liberation movements and learning about Black consciousness and just the ways in which these movements, particularly the Black Panther Party, just the way that they used literature and they used writing and they used editorial practices to engage with their community and to build a community and to raise the vibration of Black communities across the global Black polity, not just Black communities in the US. I just feel like that is just so inspirational and we need that. Like, I don't really know like if there's a lot of media and a lot of editorial what am I trying to say? Like a lot of like editorial attention towards Black consciousness. Like I don't really see that. And then if you even want to talk about stuff like that, like if you want to be on your James Baldwin, people are like, oh, it's not that deep, this, and this. But I'm like, are we not witnessing the same atrocities in the world right now? Are we not all living in the same world right now? Because when I look out around me, I'm like, damn, I wish live right now. I wish we had some James Baldwin vibes happening in the US right now. And so I do think there is a gap for that, but I also want to engage with subject matter like that through the lens of a decolonized expression of divine feminine energy because I'm a woman. I am not a Black man, okay? I don't know what it's like to be a Black man. And I just feel like a lot of like things that have to do with like Black liberation center on this masculine perspective, which I guess is to be expected in a patriarchal world system. But those paradigms are shifting. Now, where does the Teen Vogue influence come in to the Alaere Manifesto magazine? I'm glad you asked. So that influence comes in because I grew up reading Teen Vogue like religiously, and I think there was just this fun, youthful, inspirational vibe. However, Teen Vogue, when I was growing up, was just not very diverse. God, it was not diverse at all. But I loved the subject matter. Like, they would talk about things that affected young women, everything from like eating disorders to figuring out your personal style to like, you know, how to get your dream career as an art director. And I do credit Teen Vogue with inspiring me just in my whole like professional journey, like being like president of DECA. If you don't know what DECA is, I was president here, Entrepreneurship and Marketing Club, and we would do like national competitions and things like that. And I was always competing in retail merchandising and like fashion marketing in high school. That was my thing. And so when I got to Brown, I was really like involved in fashion at Brown. I modeled in the shows. I did Miss Rhode Island, fun fact. I did Miss Rhode Island, got most photogenic, period. And like it just like influenced a lot of the things that I did in my early 20s. And so now that I'm in my late 20s and I'm like, okay, what kind of impact do I want to make? And I know that there's young women in my community that I do mentor, and like they reach out to me for advice on different things, especially like as writers and, you know, creatives who are like, how am I going to merge like that Black consciousness aspect, that African, Afro-Indigenous, decolonized spirituality, divine feminine power, you know, that spiritual liberation aspect. I want to merge it with the aesthetic side and like the whole, you know, talking about style. Oh, my phone about to die. Yep, cut the cameras. But yeah, like I want to merge all of that. And so I stay tuned for that. But if you want to keep up with my products and like what I'm doing, and you know, put your email in so that you can get a notification when you're able to purchase a subscription to the magazine, I am able to share all of that with y'all at my website. So www.alaerelifestyle.com. It's literally like my YouTube name.com. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I guess like in the next live, what I'll do is I'll talk more about my artwork. Yeah, maybe I'll just do like, okay, we're going to talk about this piece today, and then we'll talk about this piece on the next live, that kind of thing. But yeah, thanks for those of y'all who stuck around for this. And yeah, sending y'all love and light. Mwah. Bye. Let me figure out how to end this.